crime drama MobLand on Paramount+. The Harrigans and their associates are under increased pressure, which inevitably leads to violence. Episode 2 ramped up the action and the danger after introducing the Harrigan Irish crime family, their inner circle and their main rivals, the Stevensons, in Episode 1. Since Eddie was the last person to see his son alive and he and Tommy Stevenson were known to despise one another, Richie Stevenson focused all of his attention on Eddie to explain his son's disappearance after their fateful night at the club together. Conrad's murder of Archie, which may have been more justified than initially believed, has left him struggling with his own conscience. Given that he was taken in by the police the following day and interrogated about Archie, Harry thinks Archie might have been a grass, or a police informant. In a desperate attempt to find the youngest Stevenson, with his own daughter's life seemingly on the line following a threat from Richie, Harry tracks down the club manager who witnessed Eddie and Tommy together after Richie's thugs try to grab and/or kill Eddie. The man from the club tells Richie Stevenson where his son is after Harry gives him a severe beating. He takes Harry to a back room where a big suitcase awaits them. Inside the suitcase is Tommy Stevenson's body, which has been dismembered and partially preserved by shrink wrapping. The club member discloses that he handled the knife work himself because his father was a butcher in the past and he was competent at it. The identity of Tommy's killer is not disclosed in Episode 2, despite the fact that the question of whether Tommy is still alive has been resolved. He was being led away by Eddie when he was last seen alive, following their escape from the pursuing bouncers following Eddie's stabbing. There are many other parties who might be interested in framing the Harrigans and starting a gang war between them and the Stevensons. They are by no means the only two gangs in the city, even though there is reason to think Eddie might have been the one who killed Tommy. When Kiko sees the body, she says calmly, "La Madre de Dios, Paris la Palada un Caballo." His statement, which has been loosely translated and cleaned up for appropriateness, is, "Mother of God, he has a horse's penis." The club manager, who doesn't speak Spanish but can infer what Kiko would take away most from seeing the body, actually explains the reference to Tommy Stevenson's anatomy right after. From a plot perspective, it's a rare instance of humor intercut with a very somber scene, but it doesn't lessen the gravity of what transpired. In Episode 2 of MobLand, Richie Stevenson made his stance very clear. If something happened to his son Tommy, it means that the Harrigans and Stevensons are at war because he is positive that Eddie Harrigan, if not the entire Harrigan clan, was responsible for his son's injury or death. He quickly demonstrates that his threats are serious by sending his men to kidnap Eddie so Richie can question him face to face, which leads to a car chase filled with bullets. This followed him encircling Eddie's father, Kevin, and threatening him with a concealed but visible gun. Richie personally threatened Harry when Harry tried to calm him down, even though it is clear that it means war for the Harrigans. He uses pictures to demonstrate his interest in Harry's daughter Gina, and if Harry is unable to conceive either Eddie Harrigan or his son, Gina will be the one to suffer the consequences. It appears that Richie will suffer if he puts a resourceful and dangerous man like Harry in a tight spot. Now that Harry knows Tommy is dead, he will undoubtedly take extreme measures against Richie in order to defend his family. In addition to the typical Harrigan crime family business, Eddie's mother, Bella Harrigan, appears to have her own schemes. In MobLand Episode 2, she meets with a number of people, including Harry, a mysterious Frenchman talking about his clients and a deal, and her father, who has connections to the government. The Frenchman is determined to get his clients to meet Bella's father, and it seems reasonable to infer from the context that there is illegal activity going on and that his clients might be looking for a government contact to help safeguard an import-export business or something similar in terms of profit. Her encounter with Harry is even more enigmatic because they talk about the encounter with the Frenchman, which implies that they have been collaborating on it, or at the very least, that Harry knew about it. Additionally, it is suggested that they have a close past together, possibly dating back to before each of their marriages. The idea that Harry is kind of the son Conrad wishes he had is already established, and his previous relationship with Bella may support that idea. It's an interesting aspect of the Harrigan family dynamic. The whole thing might be a reference to something D.I. Fisk mentioned when he was interrogating Harry at the police station. Fisk informed Harry that although Conrad might not be aware of it, Harry was aware that the net was encircling the Harrigans. When the noose of the law tightens around the necks of the Harrigans, whatever Harry and Bella are concocting may be a means for them to escape or defend themselves from their fate. For the rest of MobLand, their relationship should remain a major source of drama.